Face hate and take it to a stalemate. Want us to patiently await the next episode? Nah, we grab the golden ring and never let it go. Seem like we fighting forever to make it better though. Yesterday, friend or foe, today you really never know.
Hyde Park, the best hood in Upland.
Hyde Park,
Got it locked from Blvd to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
So come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Stacking the UPEX from all the treasure we're hunting. Dragons keep the properties coming. Newcomers get help and they love it. Giveaways all the time and we love it. UFC and NFL where we rumble. Race track in the hood got constructed. Hyde Park is stunning. If you don't agree, then you can go.
You need to leave.
The best hood in Upland. Yeah,
Hyde Park,
got it locked from Blvd to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
So come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. KO, how you doing?
Doing good this morning. Had a big Monday and yeah, got some good sleep and ready to rock this Tuesday out. How about yourself?
Yeah, busy week already. Just started. So we got 15 days till Genesis week. So the countdown is on. So coming up quick. So you ready?
I am. I'm excited. A lot of our hard work is actually done, which is nice. And so now I'm just ready to get there and have fun, meet everybody, and talk Upland and talk different projects and um, hang out with everyone. So
Nice. And we
it's gonna be cool. How would
we're ahead. I feel like we're ahead this year a little bit. We were scrambling until the last day before we left and waiting for stuff to get shipped in before we left. It was crazy.
Yeah, but now it's like, well, crap, are we forgetting something
Yeah.
like silly or stupid or, always worry about that. We got Scory and Swirly in the house. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, so I'm excited. This will be our second year for Genesis. We were able to launch our first physical product last year. We had our Ninjava, of course, and that was a really big hit. And then we have this year we have our second real physical item. So we're super excited about that and being able to release that at Genesis Week. And then we'll also be talking a little bit about our third project that'll be coming out Q4 and Q3, somewhere in that realm. And so super excited about that. It's been a lot of hard work, but it's all kind of starting to come together slow, just slow, steady pace, and everything's starting to come together now.
Man, it has been a grind. I mean, it's already May. I don't think we knew exactly what we wanted to do when we got into Upland, but we started tossing around ideas, over 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
now we have a clear picture of where we want to go and what we want to create. So it's been cool to see the transformation, and it's cool to start to see the snowball effect. We just had a bunch of obstacles in the way, and trying to build a good team and stuff like that. So finally we got a great team, and we're making nice steady progress every week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because as we started out on this journey, we started out with kind of one goal in mind, and then we had some other goals that we wanted to achieve, and the order that we thought things were going to come out in, it's gone back and forth, back and forth. I feel like I've been in an MMA match, constantly pivoting, every second, in just a longer drawn out, you know, a longer drawn out time, of course, but it's been really cool to see how it's matriculated. So we got Swirly in the house all the way from Australia, I believe. Good morning or good evening. It might be evening. And I think yeah, we're East Coast Swirly. So it's not too early here. We're about 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in that range. So I'm guessing you're close to bedtime out there. Maui's in the house. Good morning, Maui, or evening. I think those guys are out in Norway. So it's nice and cold out there.
Yeah, so yeah, I saw that. It looked
A
nice, but then
little bit
it's
chilly for
super
this time
cold,
of
I
year.
guess. Yeah, yeah.
All right, we
Um,
got lots of stuff going on. I guess I saw there's a city release coming.
yeah, it's for new players. I got it pulled up there if you want to.
And is this one going like old school, like what we first had?
Well, let's see here. Let's jump in there and read a few of the details. Um, if anybody in chat can tell me um, where do we find like how many new users are in Upland? I know Ben68 always has that data, and I was actually just trying to find it this morning and couldn't. Um, so anyway, yeah, if anybody knows where to find those numbers, let me know. I would like to be able to keep track of those. And they're releasing this city because of the high number of new users, probably from the Sparklet drops on Twitter and all the sharing. And I know they said their goal, I think, with this campaign was to get 10,000 new players, which would be cool. Um, so in this one, so it's gonna be primarily FSA, which is the Fair Starters Act in Upland, which means only Uplanders, right? Less than 100,000
Mm-hmm.
UPIX net
I
worth
believe so.
can purchase those properties. Um, as it's a designated FSA city, provide equal opportunities for new players to engage in Upland. All the property collections will be disclosed beforehand. So yeah, they are releasing the collections before. Um, the only thing that is odd is to maintain this integrity, we won't be announcing release times in advance, including for future neighborhood expansions. So this city is just going to appear, and then it's going to expand. I guess they're never going to announce um, the expansion. So I don't mind uh, them releasing the collections before the release. I think that's the way Upland used to do it, and you could like plan and prepare and race to those areas. Now it's really a guessing game. Um, I know like Banana put together he did really well in the last release, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But if you do your research, you can have a better chance. So yeah, it's just going to appear. I don't know how I feel about that. I've heard a couple people, mention with new players coming into the game and they don't know even how a city release works. I remember my first one, I was freaking out. Um, but they're not even going to know when it is. So I don't know if that's the best thing for new players to have a surprise city release.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
sure, because like you said, thinking back to, the first ones we did, I was freaking out too. I think I ran out of sends and couldn't do anything. No, because it wasn't like
yeah,
we could buy sends, in the old days. And so I was just sitting, floating, and, I didn't float into anything. So I really didn't get to purchase anything. Maybe they should have just dumped everybody in like LA. Lots of properties left in LA, right?
yeah, maybe they were going for cheaper. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that
I
could
don't
be
know
too. And it's
what the
all
FSA would can go.
FSA, so it really doesn't give any of the longtime players an opportunity to buy in those areas unless they're buying secondhand.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be right here west of the airport in London.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be right here. So I was checking yesterday. I think they should at least give a time frame. Like it's gonna be between Monday and Friday, you know, of this week or next week,
Or even a
and then that way
day,
people.
because people are all over the world that play
That's
Upland.
that is true. That is true. So that's my only problem with it. Other than that, I'm all for getting new players in the game and teaching them how. I hope new players can watch, you know, lots of great content on how to do city releases. We've got some content in our Upland for Dummies, so you guys can check that out if you haven't participated in a city release before. And then I know a ton of people. YK 2012, I think he's got some good content. Cheese, the property expert, spend 68. I mean, um, Ryan's block, he's probably got some good stuff. I think Bamtech's got some stuff. So there's so much content out there. I just hope that the community finds it before having a botched city release. But yeah, that's where it's going to be. So
Yeah, I think big
if you had
thing, at least get to the airport, right? Get to the airport so you're kind of close. If you could afford to get to the airport, coming in, might not even have enough UPIX to fly to UK, depending on where you're dropped. And then
that's
if
interesting,
you've got
actually.
somebody that's like dropped in Cleveland, for an example, now they got to know how to take trains and buses and all kinds of crap just to get to an airport to be able to fly
Oh,
internationally. So I remember, Cleveland, I couldn't figure out how to get to city originally. And then, man, you get into New York. New York is crazy in certain areas, just trying to get from place to place.
traveling was, I did not get it. I'm talking like, I mean, I figured it out pretty quick, but I remember that first time, like, how do I get to, because I was dropped in Nashville
Hmm.
and oh man, now I'm trying to remember the first city release that we did I think it was LA
Was
or
it
was it
LA or
Detroit?
Detroit?
Those were I'm pretty sure it was, shoot, I actually cannot remember now at all.
I was thinking it was Detroit, but I can't remember if Detroit was before LA.
I think if I go to collections,
Will it tell you? Swirly would
so
know.
I'm pretty sure this is in order of the release. Um, so I got dropped in Nashville. Well, I don't think that would make sense because in the Bronx, I would have remembered the Bronx. I wasn't there for the Bronx release.
Okay, so it looks like LA, Detroit. Okay, so LA must have been first, Detroit, and then Queens. I do remember the Queens release and then Vegas. So that looks to be right. So LA was first.
I did pretty decent in Detroit. Oh, hey, let me back up. I was gonna pose a question for anybody listening. If you had for a city release, if you had like some major pointers or
Detroit's looking a
tips,
little bare there, KO.
um, yeah, I cleared out a lot of my Detroit.
Burner props.
I got a few burner props. I got a few tycoon props. I got a few. I don't even know what. I think that's all I got in here. I got some in Evergreen Lasher up here.
Hmm.
Oh, just one. I think I sold one. Um, I used to have. Oh, what's his name? It was in the Ford. Yeah, this
Oh,
Henry
Henry
Ford
Ford.
node. Yeah, I
That
used to have
was
some in there.
that's the
Ferguson.
car guy. Yeah, that has I think he's got a channel, or does he still have a channel? I don't even know.
Mark Ferguson, I think is. Um, but yeah, I used to have one in here that's built up. But I did pretty well in the Detroit release. I scored I scored Jefferson Chalmers down here, I believe.
Hmm. That's a purple
This
collection.
Yeah, I minted quite a few in there and did well there. Um,
Brightmore.
but then
Brightmore was in Detroit, right?
yes, and then
I
I
had
guess
like
the mistake I
17
did
in
make in
Brightmoor at
Chalmers,
one time.
17,
I think I
17
had
properties.
17 in Brightmoor. That was just a small blue collection out towards the west side. And then Chalmers was a good one. I got a collection there for sure.
Well, and then I also kind of screwed up though, because then, and this is what I don't do hardly anymore, is I started buying up the secondary, and that's where I lost. So if
Mm.
I would have just minted and held and then sold later or held on to them, I would have won. But I minted, and then it came out that it was a collection, and then I went and bought up the floor after the collection was released, and that was a mistake because then a week later the floor dropped, and I lost on all those secondary properties. So it's kind of a wash there. I learned my lesson. I don't go for like the little flips anymore. But we have been in Upland a long time now and grown the accounts, and I'm not trying to mint 20 properties and flip them all for small amount of UPIX. Um, I will mint a few extra and put them up and try to sell them immediately for double or 2 or 3x, especially if it's in a speculative area. If I can pull that off, I definitely will, because then that'll pay for a few properties. But other than that, I'm not trying to mint 30 properties and flip them for a small gain. I typically hold now. Um, so do you have any strategies going into a city?
Man, it's changed so much over time. I
Yeah.
guess I don't get, I still get excited for the city releases, but it really just depends on time. Do I feel like traveling from where I'm at? I do most of my treasure hunting in San Fran. So just based on my schedule and when I treasure hunt, I don't always like to fly out to somewhere else, and then I forget to fly back, and then I end up missing, treasure hunting because of time. But yeah, I just go in and I try to get. So I basically will go into different areas and I'll try to grab three. So it's kind of the number for a collection. Once in a while, you'll have collections that only have two properties, sometimes four. But for the most part, when I go into an area, I'll kind of key in on certain areas and just kind of randomly, to be honest. And then I'll just try to get three plots right in that one city. So if it turns out to be a collection, I'll have it. And if it doesn't, hey, it doesn't. I've got some more properties with some more, UPIX gains every month.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I still do like it. I like the trying to hit the exclusive or the rare, ultra rare. I do like trying to get lucky, because some of those can turn into some massive profits if you
Hmm.
land on the right one. So I do enjoy trying to do that. So we've got the secret release here next to London. Slough, is that how you say it? Slough? I have no
Slow.
idea.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Slow.
Slow maybe. Yep. And then you've got the city release coming up in Vegas in 2 weeks. I'm okay. I was originally thinking Paris, um, but now everybody's saying that, and I feel like now it's not going to be Paris. Um, I feel like they're going to try to trick us or pull one over on us. But what are your thoughts? I'm starting to change my mind on that.
I don't know. I'm still thinking it might be Paris. I'm kind of
Yeah.
hoping it is Paris. I was excited just doing some research on areas in Paris. I'd like to see it. I think it'd be a good city to release. It would definitely be a tier one. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what it is. I guess they'll announce that in a couple weeks here, a week,
I don't know. I mean, I don't
or
know
are
if
they
they're
going to
gonna
wait until
do.
Thursday?
Yeah, because last year they released uh Berlin.
Hmm.
Did they? When did they? We knew it was Berlin going into it, right?
I believe so. I think we did a couple. I guess the week before, maybe. I can't remember. We had so much going on the week leading up to Genesis week. I don't even think I knew it was Berlin until we got to Vegas, to be honest.
Gotcha. Shoot, now let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I did pretty well here too, actually. Got some good collections in that release. I think I sold a few off. Then we got some in wedding here. Yeah, I can't remember if they told us beforehand or not. So we'll either know probably in the next week, or they might just release it like the day of.
I feel
Of
like they
course, then they
did.
always,
I feel like they did announce it before
yeah,
because
like a week or two
I
before.
remember sitting at the table with everybody at Genesis week. I think it was right after the breakfast that they released the opening, and we were already over there. We flew over there. So I'm guessing it was released
Uh,
earlier.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that one. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you guys have any questions on city releases, or need some advice, you can go check out our videos or jump in our Discord. There's lots of people there that are happy to help.
Yeah,
But
Swirly kind
let's
of
see
said the same thing as you. He doesn't think that it'd be released there, maybe later in the year when the Olympics, which that's a good point too. I forgot the Olympics is there.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, if you guys jump in our Discord, the link below, if you have any questions on city releases, we have a great community. They're always willing to help. Man, just looking at the map, it's so different from when we joined.
Oh, I
I
know.
mean, how many cities are now in Upland? I mean, when you stop and think about it, it actually is pretty darn cool to see all these. I mean, none of these were on the map. None of the South America or Europe. None of that was there when we started. And then maybe half of these U.S. cities
Yeah.
were in. I mean, you had your Manhattan and Bronx over here,
Chicago was
Chicago,
here, Cleveland.
Nashville, Kansas, Cleveland, New Orleans,
So
Bakersfield, and
how did
Fresno.
Cleveland become one of the first ones in Upland? That's kind of crazy.
I'm I'm thinking they just like, hey,
Are they throwing darts at a board?
we
Cleveland. What's that
we need
place?
to we need to experiment and work out some bugs. Let's do it on Cleveland. And I wasn't a part of that release, but I heard it was terrible. The release people don't speak of is what I
I
have
got
heard it
dropped in
referred to
Cleveland
as.
as a new player. That's where I got dropped.
Oh
And,
yeah.
immediately bought up properties, and because my mindset was like all Monopoly, and I saw that thing that said street collection, city collection. And right away I had to go fill them up, to get those collections, the boosted income. And those are like some of the worst properties I have now. Some of them
You still got them?
I probably sold them, but they're not in my collections anymore because I was just trying to get three on one street, just to get the collection. So I know I overpaid on them and everything.
Oh, I did the same thing in Nashville. I think I still got some properties that they're just sitting there well overpaid for. Um,
I think I
so
went to
yeah,
Chicago
if you
next because it was the only place I could figure out how to get to.
yeah, it was so confusing from Nashville to figure out how
Yeah,
to get
because
places. I
Nashville's
guess
another
Nashville's
one.
not
There's no airport, right? Oh no, Nashville does have an
actually.
airport actually.
Well, I was just looking. I don't know why I was so confused. I think because you can't fly into Detroit, and I didn't even know there was trains
Oh, that's
in the
that's
beginning.
true. Because you got to take a
And
bus or a train, right?
how the heck do you get there? And someone had to help me use the train. So
Yeah, for new players, definitely, jump into the podcast, get information. There's a lot of us that have, a lot of the good information for beginners just kind of getting started out. Most of that info should still be current too, for the most part. I know Upland has got some new tools that are there when you start that we didn't have for sure. There was really nothing out there when we started. It was kind of like the wild, wild west. And it was kind of like kind of thrown out there and you just survive. And I think for the new players, especially, get into a Discord. I know I didn't even know what Discord was when we got into Upland, and the Upland Discord and the cafe. I think it was Uplando was in there at the time I started, and Uplando was a great source of knowledge. I picked up so much from him getting started out, and I know Metaventurist is in there now and doing a really great job with that show. So definitely, hook up with those different sources and get more information so it educates yourself in Upland. Drastically helps.
Yep, absolutely. Well, you got anything else for today, or is that going to be a wrap?
Yeah, I don't think we have too much. I know we've got no UFC fights this week. So I think the next one is on the 1st, I believe. So that'll be right before we go to Vegas. So definitely get your picks in that week. And do we know who was the winner this week?
Actually, it's still being tabulated. So
Okay, cool.
I was talking with Doxer this morning. He's figuring it out.
I know I missed getting my picks in again. I was just so busy I couldn't get to it. I'm definitely looking forward to getting my next ones in. I've been a little bit slack the last couple of weeks with everything going on.
Yeah. Plenty of great videos out there. Too bad you can't link them in the in-game chat. Yeah, let's talk about this in-game chat because Upland, it does need some work.
I don't really use it because of that. And I, sometimes when I do go in there, it ends up I've got messages that have been sitting in there for like 5 days because I don't go in that often, just because I feel like Discord is so much easier. All the people that we communicate with in Upland are in Discord, and it's just an easy source for us.
It is, and I like it for event winners. It's nice. You can go here and you can go look at the recent competitions and all the winners from those. So I like that channel. That's useful. It'd be nice to have it organized a little bit, maybe by month, or like competitions per month. So that way you could go back and look at
Or
other
even by year,
competitions, or even by year.
something.
Announcements are good. Live updates are good. Change log. We had one for Hyde Park. We haven't used it. But where it doesn't go very well is in general. You just have all these people saying hi, and like Swarley said, you can't even post links in there to help people with content. I don't think there's a way to like tag somebody. Anybody can just jump in. This is going to be really tough to be useful. And then you've got, I think, new players help. And same thing. I mean, you're just going to get lost with multiple people trying to message, and
Yeah,
there's
for
just
sure.
not a good way to search. And I guess you got DMs. You can go to your private chats here, but property listings, unless you just want to scroll. And it's like you said, it's a lot easier to post in Discord, these kinds of things. So I would like an in-game, in-game chat. I think I'd be fine with it if the functionality was better. So it's not quite there yet, but they're getting to it slowly but surely. But yeah, being able to list content and links and would be super helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's an area for improvement for Upland.
Well, I think that's going to be
Especially
a
when you got
wrap for this morning. Nothing else going on. Just getting everything finished up before Genesis week. Like I said, we got about 15 days before the event, 15, 16 days, somewhere in there. So looking forward to seeing everybody there again this year and partaking in a really great event. So I think there's going to be some go-kart riding and different stuff. And I know we have a table that'll be set up there at the Upland event. So definitely stop out and see us. We are going to have some really cool stuff going on at our table. We got some at event in-person promotions going on as well. So you'll definitely want to take advantage of those. And I know there's only 4 hours, so definitely get to the tables quick and, check out all the great tables. I know there's going to be a lot of great people out there at different tables. So get out there and meet some people. And most of the people that are at those tables have been in Upland for quite some time, are pretty educated. So as a new player, definitely get out there, hook up with them, and take advantage.
Absolutely, guys.
All right. Well, we're going to get this day kicked off and physically kicked off. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody on Thursday. We're going to be doing some races. We'll talk a little bit of Upland racing. I know we've got the, what is it? Week 3. Week 3 is coming up for the URL racing. And is that at the Century Circuit? I believe is the track for that one.
Yeah, it's called the Century Circuit. There's two of there's two tracks. One's called Century Circuit. One's called the Century Circuit. And it's going to be at the Century Circuit.
Is that Matsuda's track?
It is. I think we're racing on their home turf.
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough one.
And yes, that is going to be a tough one. So we got some practicing to do.
It's always tough racing against Sam Mahoney and Matsuda. And now on their own track, we're in trouble.
Yeah, especially Ninjas took the last 2 wins last 2 weeks. So, I think they're definitely going to be out to. There was some nice, friendly trash talk going on in the Discord. So yeah, I think they're definitely going to be showing up this week.
I've been keeping an eye on my vehicles to make sure no tires are slashed or anything pre-race. So everything's looking good. Last week was a little crazy. I didn't even have a car. I had to borrow a car because mine got locked up in the blockchain. So hopefully this week we won't have that happen, because that was a little stressful.
Yeah, it was actually.
So, all right. Well, that'll wrap it up. We'll plan on seeing everybody on Thursday, and we got a great event planned for Thursday. So don't miss that. That's going to be at 1:30. We got some really cool giveaways, and we're going to do a little racing too. And we'll catch everybody on Thursday.
All right. Later, everybody.
Face hate and take it to a stalemate.